What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping into something: how the U.S. ruined bread. I've ate some bread around the world. Now I know that there are way better breads elsewhere than there are right here at home. 100% sugars, additives, preservatives, a whole bunch of shit all in the bread. I totally get it. I understand why some of you hate U.S. bread, but let's find out a little bit more about the behind the scenes kind of thing. I don't know why it happened, how it happened. Like, we know it's there, but let's find out the history on it. Let's jump in, let's check it out together. If you guys enjoy it, make sure you get over and show Johnny Harris some love. It says, why bread in the U.S. is so bad? Apparently, yeah, right there. I wanted to know why the bread in Europe tastes so much better, so I went to Paris to find out. What better way than to go for sure? Johnny Harris, show the man some love. His link is right there inside the description. Let's go.
I love bread.
There is so much good bread in France.
And although man doth not live by bread alone, without it a meal seems incomplete.
On every corner, there is a bakery that is pumping out delicious, fresh, well-made bread.
It's so fresh.
This is not easily available to me, and I want to know why. Why is it that the bread that I can get easily looks very, very different? Why is it that the US sucks at making bread? In fact, let me just show you what that looks like.
I mean, why is it the U.S. sucks at a lot of things?
Okay, wait, it's 12 hours earlier, still back in the US. I'm actually at a grocery store right now. This is how a lot of us Americans get our bread.
Yep.
Sigh. My favorite part is when they make this plastic.
Sigh, because the fresh bread that's made daily and passed out daily is way better.
Look like it's steaming. It's just like foggy plastic to be like, this was just baked right now. And it's like, no, this was actually baked like 3 weeks ago in a factory in like Connecticut.
It's even made with real butter.
Always buy Wonder Bread. You'll be glad you did.
The reason I'm purchasing this bread is because I want to bring it with me to France, just to like have an example lesson, and I may use it as a pillow because it's literally as soft as a Nova foam pillow.
It is very soft. Sometimes it won't even stand up when you put it in a toaster. It just kind of folds over.
Bread is made with ingredients that are literally illegal in the EU. Back to France, let's do it.
There is nothing more American than Wonder Bread.
I'm going to France.
The bread made it.
In case you're wondering, yes, any video from Paris must include music like this. Nice, gentle cafe accordion music. There's my composer Tom making it right now.
Pretty cool.
It's just so good. Okay, so yeah, we know that France is good at bread and the US sucks at it. Is this just another video where I shit on the USA for being terrible at certain things? Yes, it is. It's exactly what it is. But
And I'm okay with that, 100%. By all means, shit away.
hear me out. I actually have something to say here. I believe that bread is a really important symbol for a bigger cultural phenomenon in the US, and that's what I want to talk about today. Where industrialized bread came from, why it exists, and how some people are trying to change it. I'll get to that explanation, but
It's honestly, it's like the lazy man's way of doing things a lot of times, what we do here versus what other people do. Here, okay, we're gonna have a whole bunch of preservatives. We're gonna make sure it lasts as long as humanly possible, so that when someone buys it, the shelf life is God knows how long before it starts molding, before it starts going bad. Why? Probably because we're so caught up into the day-to-day shit that we don't have time. Like, we're so Americans, I'm telling you, Americans are the most damn job career focused people, and it's not even because they enjoy it. Most of them hate going to their works, but most of them are that we got to get up, rinse and repeat, go to work, eat lunch, go back to work, come home, eat dinner, sleep, rinse, repeat, do it again, do it again, do it again. You might have a couple days off on the weekend. Why though? Why though? Why do we not have more artisanal breads and things like that where there's actual bakers baking shit? Because when they do, even the ones that I know of here, the ones that bake their own bread, once they run out, they're out. You got to be there damn early if you want to get it. Get the good stuff, take it home with you. Cool, it'll last for a couple days. But like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see why did we turn to this kind of lazy man's way of life.
First, I'm gonna go into that bakery over there and buy myself a large ball of butter and flour stuffed with chocolate. Oh, and Tom, can you throw in a beat to this accordion music, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Any questions?
Yes. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Oh, yeah. Pause. My job is to make videos for you. And the reason I'm able to do that is because there are brands that support this channel. This video in particular is sponsored by BetterHelp. And I'm grateful for that because I deeply support what they're trying to do. BetterHelp is online virtual therapy. I've been going to therapy for several years. It has changed my life, but I'm very aware that it's not easy to find a therapist the traditional way. With BetterHelp, technology helps fix some of this. You fill out a survey and then BetterHelp assesses your needs and it matches you with someone in their massive network of over 20,000 licensed therapists. And then you start communicating with them like in as little as 48 hours. You can do a video call, you can do just a phone call, or you could even just do a live text. If your therapist...
I'm saying that actually sounds like it could be a huge help for a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that just need somebody to talk
isn't
to.
a good fit, you can easily change for free. And it eventually helps you find the right fit. Therapy is a way to improve your mental health, something that we all need. This is why over 2 million people are on BetterHelp. This isn't a self-help thing. This isn't like a crisis line. It is legitimate, real therapy done securely on the internet. If you want to try this out at a discount, you can. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/JohnnyHarris. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Therapy has changed my life. It could change yours. Go check out BetterHelp. And thank you, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel and the journalism that I do. Let's dive back into the video. Okay, so why bread? There's a million other things I could talk about that are better in other parts of the world, but it turns out that bread is the most important prepared food that humans have ever made, and therefore it is worth talking about. So let me explain in under a minute the overview of the tens of thousands of years of history of bread and its chemistry and why it's so important. Don't think I can do it in under a minute? Check this out. 12,000 years ago, humans realized that they could plant this grass instead of just foraging for it. This grass was called wheat, and when it was ground up with a stone, it made this powder that, if you put water with it, creates this stretchy, goopy thing that has a bunch of sugar from the flour that's been...
I know some people have been complaining about the lighting. It's because we starting at like 7 a.m. and then the sun comes up. That's why the lighting changes and then it gets all nice again. So don't worry.
With it, creates this stretchy, goopy thing that has a bunch of sugar from the flour that's been released. Oh look, wow. All the bacteria in the air love this sugary goop. Nice. And they descend to feast on it, burping out gas as they eat. Whoa, the gas can't float up into the air because it's getting trapped in this stretchy ball of goop. Like a balloon, like a pillow, like magic. Magic. All this feasting and burping is making it rise and turn into a pillowy thing that is way bigger than it was. Put this blob next to some fire and all of the little bubbles that were just created turn hard. Wait, all of this can happen because of this one grass? Yes. Cool, let's plant a lot more of this grass and build all of human civilization off of it.
I want to hear this man talk about everything in the world this way. This is the most fascinating little run through in 1 minute. Let's go.
Said humans. So that is bread, like the oldest and most important prepared food item that humans have ever invented. Eventually, humans got really good at doing this bread, flour, water, yeast thing. And especially here in France, they took it really seriously and have created a whole culture around making bread delicious and amazing. And you can see that they've continued that culture today just by the number of bakeries that exist in this city. There are 30,000 independent bakeries.
30,000
in France. Compare that to the 3,000 that are in the United States. And then remember that the US has like a much larger population. And if you do all the math, you see that France has 50 times more bakeries per capita than the United States. 50 times. I mean, that is such
50 times more, and we've got more people. How does that make any sense?
a clear indication of how much they value good bread that is baked a certain way.
Here with Mr. Local over here.
Local French food in France.
Yes. 94% of Parisians live less than 5 minutes away from a bakery. And that shows you they care. They care. It's like you hear stuff like that and you're like, this is their priority.
Yeah.
And the culture of eating is just as much important here as how like the ingredients are sourced and prepared and whatnot.
Yeah.
People don't eat while rushing towards their next meeting or whatever. Like it's very much, no, you sit down, you make it a thing. It's just a part of the way of life here.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, most of us in America, on the other hand, are eating on the go, are eating on the way to work, are stopping to pick up fast food, are doing something quick, like making a sandwich at home real fast, but on some shitty bread.
People come into the boulangeries almost on a daily basis, and they check in with each other. It's like, hey, how you doing? You know, I'm doing great. This is what's happening.
Why? That is the question. Why are these bread cultures so different? And the answer comes down to what America was founded on. I mean, a reminder that America is a country founded by a bunch of people who left their country to go make a new life, to do things differently, to do things more individualistically. And the way that expressed itself for a really long time was mechanization.
AKA, hey, soccer instead of football. The damn our measuring system versus metric system. Like, come on. That's why we do a lot of dumb shit, because we want to be special and individual.
Differently, to do things more individualistically. And the way that expressed itself for a really long time was mechanization, industrialization. And to be clear, in the history, Britain was as much to blame for all of this mechanizing of bread as America was.
That's insulting.
But anyway, we're talking about the USA for a little bit. So by the 1920s, you had this machine that was invented.
An automatic bread slicer. Hello, convenience, innovation,
You never heard somebody say the greatest thing since sliced bread? It's a legit thing.
An automatic bread slicer. Hello, convenience, innovation, America. No more serrated knife versus a tough, crusty loaf. Now the machine will do it for you. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, so that's where we're at. This is the greatest
Great
thing,
minds think alike.
says
See
America.
that?
And Europe was like, wait, yeah, we like machines too, but like not for bread. Slice this bread and you make your bread spoil faster. We don't need a machine for sliced bread. But the automatic slicer was just the beginning for America.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Now that we have sliced bread that, yes, spoils faster, let's make it, I don't know, not spoil as fast. One way to do this is to take the part of the wheat berry that has oils in it, the husk and the bran, and get rid of it. Focus on the big, carb-loaded berry in the middle. But
this is the greatest edited video of all time. It's humorous. It's damn sure intriguing. Like, I love learning about things like this. Why we do things the way we do it.
Focus on the big, carb-loaded berry in the middle. But there had to be a more industrial solution to make the bread last longer, to be whiter, to be softer. And it's the 1950s, and Europe is like, whoa, dude, America, chill out. Like, bread is just bread. We've been doing this for literally tens of thousands of years. Let's just, like, stick to the program.
Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
And America's like, no. So America starts adding all of this stuff to their bread, bleaches and dough conditioners, and suddenly they're putting their bread into controlled chambers so that it will be hot enough to rise faster. And they're putting preservatives in so that their bread can now sit on a shelf for not just 1 or 2 days like it should, but 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, a whole week, and it's still soft. It is still white. It is still spongy and delicious. But it now has 15 ingredients instead of 3. And it's cheap and convenient and stable, and America is loving this, and Europe is like, whoa, you took this way too far. This is not bread anymore. And indeed, I would argue that this is not bread anymore. This is a bread-like substance.
I like that. It is a bread-like substance. Most certainly not like the bread you're gonna find elsewhere, for sure. I really want to see him hand out some of this Wonder Bread to some, give him to him. Let me see a Frenchie eat some of this bread. Let me see it.
Different product made from a different process, and yet we use the same word for it. If you want to know more about what's inside of this kind of bread, I was actually here making this video when I stumbled upon a video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Adam Ragusia, that's like a deep dive into all of the ingredients in this kind of industrial bread. Definitely go check it out. Some bread in the US has taken it so far that they will put in additives that keep it spongy and soft, or that keep it really white, even though these additives are known to like cause cancer and inflame asthma and do all of these terrible things. Many of these additives that are legal to be put in American bread are literally illegal in Europe and many other countries. Azodicarbonamide is one of them. This is a white...
I don't like eating things with shit in it that I can't pronounce, first of all. If I can't pronounce it, I most certainly don't know what the hell it is.
Agent. But you know what? This product, ADA, also helps other things stay softer, like yoga mats. ADA is in yoga mats to make them spongy and soft, and it is banned in the EU and many other countries. Our obsession with convenience, cheapness, softness, shelf life has led us down a really dangerous path, and yet we're totally okay with it somehow. This is why I think bread is a useful symbol for broader American culture. It shows us how far we are willing to go to prioritize things like cheapness and convenience over tried and true methods that have been baked into culture.
Of course, industrialized bread exists here as well. It doesn't have some of the carcinogenic ingredients that are not allowed in the EU, but it still has all of the dough conditioners, bleaches, still artificially risen, all of that. The difference is that it is rare. It is much more rare here. What is much more common is the ability to go to your local bakery and get bread that only has a few ingredients. And it's the ingredients that humans have been using for tens of thousands of years to make this staple food.
The feeling that I generally have is that this is how it should be. And then when I go elsewhere and you have other kinds of bread that last kind of bizarre amounts of time, you know, you're like, this is not really how it should be. You get calibrated to kind of this new standard here.
That's more with more than just bread though. We get so, I don't know, caught up in our self-made awesomeness that it happens on a lot of things. We always think we're the better, this is the normal, this is the way everybody does it. We're kind of, or either that or we're leading the way on innovation, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. Oh, this video really kind of is another one of those ones that just kind of slaps you around a little bit if you're American. Like, are we so focused on working every day for someone else to keep the lights on that we're gonna let everything run away from us, that we're gonna be blind to a lot of shit? Probably.
And it kind of ruins you.
Turns out Paris is low-key one of the most bikeable cities I've ever been in, but it used to not be like that. Like last time I was here, it was not this bikeable. I smell some urban design policy changes afoot here. Someone tried to change this in the US a few years ago, a company called Panera.
What could be better than a visit to Panera Bread?
Tried to bring like European bread culture to the United States. And they did. They had high quality, delicious bread.
They did indeed. I've been to a few Panera Breads.
But what happens next is potentially the best metaphor for America.
Hello, I like money.
They got a business loan so they could expand. And then they got investors and they started to expand and scale. And then they were purchased in a massive merger. And now they're planning to go public on the public stock exchanges. Like, they just became a massive corporation who does not focus on making quality artisan bread.
They've lost their way.
Instead, they're now just a machine pumping out bread that kind of looks and feels like European bread, but is now done in a uniform, mass-produced, industrialized process, all in the name of scale and profit.
Wow.
That happens to a lot of companies.
I have it. Canned bread.
Lose
So the
their
question
way
is,
along
why
the
does
way.
this matter? Like, am I just being a snob who's like,
No.
traditional bread is better and therefore everyone should have it and I hate America?
That was snobby. You're a snob.
No, I'm not.
Kind of, yeah. But also, it actually makes a difference in how it goes into your body. The beauty of bread always was that you could put this goop out in the air and bacteria would come down and start to feast on it and kind of start the digestion process. That is what natural fermentation does, is it starts to break down the wheat and make it ready to go into your body. The way that we make bread in America doesn't really leave time for this. We use heat and chemicals to speed this process up.
It it doesn't really have any kind of a real nutritional value anymore once you've done all of this to it. Might be a reason why a lot more of Americans are ending up with some sort of eating disorders, or not even disorders, but eating diseases, like these damn allergies to gluten and allergies to all this other shit. Maybe it's the chemicals that we put in shit.
To make it rise faster, to make it rise bigger in an artificial, synthetic way. And so you're actually getting a much inferior product to what original bread making looks like and what it produces. Yes, it lasts longer. Yes, it tastes like chewy, pillowy, sugary heaven, but it's not bread the way that humans have been eating it for tens of thousands of years. Convenience, scale, independence, that is what we love in America. We love shelf life. We love industrialized efficiency. And to me, yeah, all that stuff is super great because it means we get to live these wonderful, prosperous, convenient lives. But I think we lose something really big when we focus on those as the priorities as opposed to quality and community and culture. Last thing I'll say here is that this is slowly changing. You have a movement in the US of people making some of the best bread in the world using the most traditional methods and ingredients. In these big cities, you have amazing bakeries doing bread that is on par with anything you could get in Europe. And that kind of blows my mind. The problem is, and my critique, is that that is still so rare and specialty and really only available to people who live in big urban areas.
Yep, that's the only place you're gonna find any kind of artisanal bread shops. The rest of it is, like he showed at the beginning, grocery stores, supermarket damn shelves.
Rare and specialty and really only available to people who live in big urban areas. And meanwhile, the rest of us, the most accessible bread to us is this industrial, mass-produced garbage.
Belongs in the trash!
And that is enough to make me pretty frustrated.
I agree. Hey, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, a very, very phenomenal little walk through the bread thing. Out 5.1 thousand dislikes. Probably for some Americans that love Wonder Bread. Johnny Harris, get over and show the man some love. A lot of really like wake you up kind of facts in there. Smash the like button. The man went all the way to France just to prove a point. How cool is that? Go show him some love. His link's in the description. Smash the like button if you liked it, the dislike button, but I won't believe you. Check out the other video up on screen. Till the next one, highly combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe, love you to the moon and back. Peace.